जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी सदानंदन व्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरावन चारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी सदानंदन व्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरावन चारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 नाम संकीर्तन की श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय श्रीला गिरिराज कृष्ण की श्री श्री राधा रमन जी की श्रीला प्रभुपाद की श्रीमद् भागवतम की श्री श्री कृष्ण जन्माष्टमी महामहोत्सव की श्री श्री कृष्ण जन्माष्टमी महामहोत्सव की श्री श्री कृष्ण जन्माष्टमी महामहोत्सव की टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू read the chapter 13 of 10th canto. This is about Brahma stealing the boys and calves. So what I would do today, first I will give a summary, the summary or the essence. And then, because many of you have already heard about this particular Leela. So, what I will do, of course, all these Leelas. See, one of the things why Krishna Leela are eternal. Because every time you hear, you have a new experience. That is also another meaning of Krishna Leelas are eternal. Any time you hear again and again, newer and newer transcendental experience you will go through. That is why Krishna Leelas are eternal. Okay, so what is this chapter is about? Why this is an intriguing Leela of Krishna? It's very intriguing because Brahma, who is a pure devotee of Krishna, he has been bewildered. And we will see that how he was bewildered. But anyway, the Brahma bewildered, understandable. But Balaram bewildered, did you ever understand that? Lord Balaram could be bewildered. Lord Balaram is non-different from Krishna. Lord Balaram is Swayam Prakash of Krishna. So this Leela, Brahma is bewildered. Of course, Gopas, Gopis, everybody, they don't know what's happening. Brahma is also not knowing. Balaram is also not knowing. And this particular Leela established why Krishna is alone the absolute truth. Akela Ishvara Krishna or Shava Bhritya. Akela Ishvara Krishna or Shava Bhritya. If Neeraj appears, if he comes, then you tell me, then I will speak in Hindi. Okay. Agar wo aa raha hai. Otherwise I will continue in English. So dear devotees, the intriguing nature of this Leela is, up to Balaram, everybody can be bewildered by Krishna's both divine illusory potency and external illusory potency. Internal illusory potency and external illusory potency. Okay. So there are two illusory potency of Krishna. One is external illusory potency. The other is internal illusory potency. And everyone can be bewildered by Krishna's this potency except Krishna. That is why Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. This Leela is very intriguing because this Leela unequivocally explains or establishes the fact Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. And so let me tell the gist. Gist is, Aghasura has been killed. There is a celebration among the friends of Krishna. Krishna has killed Aghasura. And now they are looking for a picnic spot. So what is this picnic? Actually, every day they had a picnic. So, but this is the usual pastime during those days. Krishna would kill one demon, and after that they will celebrate with a lunch together, and that's picnic. So whenever you have a lunch together inside a jungle or along a river bank, obviously you will say that's a picnic, right? It's a picnic-like atmosphere. So you see that if you look at, Aghasura was killed where our current Gurukul campus is existing, Vrindaranya. And just nearby Yamuna was also flowing those days. You know that even the Yamuna was flowing along the Govardhan. Govardhan, Yamuna and Vrindavan were together, right? That was the arrangement of Krishna's internal potency for the pleasure of Krishna and his pure devotees headed by Srimati Radharani. So they found a nice bank of Yamuna nearby, white sand, and along the bank of Yamuna there was very, very nice green grass. All of you know that Krishna and his cowherd boys, they are still grazing the calves, not cows. So the calves, they bound the calf against some trees and allowed the calves to eat the nice green grass. And then all of them they sat. How did they sit? Krishna in the center and everybody surrounded. So normally what happens? Suppose I become cynosure of all eyes, then everybody is sitting all around. So then it would appear those who are near to me, I am partial to them. And not only that, those who are in front of me, whom I am able to see, I am partial to them because those who are at the back, I can't see them. But for Krishna, this is not the case. Krishna's internal potency or Leela Shakti manifests Krishna in such a way that every boy thinks Krishna is just sitting face to face. That means nobody is seeing Krishna's back. Everybody is seeing Krishna and everybody is thinking all other cowherd friends are very far away from Krishna and I am alone. Just like, in Rasa dance, each gopi thought the Krishna is only with me. Hi. What an unfortunate situation for all other gopis. They were bereft of this opportunity that I am exclusively enjoying. Even during the lunchtime also, each boys would think like that. But anyhow, so there are many problem would happen. Many fun would happen. Everybody would share lunch with each other. Someone will put some jasmine flower inside the samosa and hand over to another to eat. And that fellow will put in his mouth and see some bitter taste. And then there will be some quarrel and would ensue and so forth. Now sometime a bumblebee would come near Krishna and Krishna say, "Hey, why are you coming to me? Can't you see? There is Madhumangal. And Madhumangal is normally very fat, right? So they would say, here is Madhumangal. He has wonderful blood. You can suck him. And then, so when the bees will come near Madhumangala would say, I'm a Brahman. You will get unnecessarily srap if you torture a Brahman. Brahman should not be tortured. So like that, there are a lot of fun, snatching from each other, sharing with each other. So while they are making fun, Leela Shakti is asking Krishna, is questioning. Maybe Krishna wants to do something new today. Should we bring Brahma? Should we entertain Brahma? So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying that to give different pleasure, different challenge, different kind of everyday Leela Shakti will do something. Sometimes Leela Shakti will bring in Putana inside and Aghasura inside, Bakasura inside, and today Lila Sakti thought, maybe this is the time we should bring Brahma. So how that happened? Why Lila Sakti brought Brahma? Because as the boys were eating and having fun with the lunch, suddenly they realized the calves in the greed for the green grasses, they have drifted away. And the cowherd boys, not seeing their calves nearby, started crying because they also had responsibility to take care of the. So you can imagine, 5-year-old boys, they felt responsibility. They felt responsibility even at the age of 5. Nowadays, even people at the age of 50, they don't feel responsibility because they are they are too much into sense gratification. Right? Earlier, at the age of 15, people could become king. They would marry, and by 20, they will have dozens of children. Okay? Nowadays, even at the age of 36, 35, 40, 45, people are still thinking, when would I get married? Is the time for marriage still? Because they are very immature. The current, first of all, our age is very short, and simultaneously we are mature. By the time we are mature, the old age already captured us, finished. That is how unfortunate this Kali Yuga people are. But still, we think we are the best and brightest and smartest and whatnot. And yeah, that's another story. So these small boys, they were responsible. They started crying. Krishna said, okay, wait. So Krishna, as he was holding the curd rice, and in one hand, he is eating the curd rice, and other hand, he is, because the curd rice is leaking, and he is trying to lick, and curd rice is falling down, and Krishna is searching in that particular posture for the calves. And that is the time Lila Sakti invited Brahmaji. So Brahmaji, so anytime Lila Sakti can bewilder anyone, it can make anyone Bakri. So today was the day for Brahmaji to become Bakri. Anybody can become Bakri under the influence of either Krishna's Mahamaya or Yogamaya. And of course, in this case, Yogamaya is bewildering Brahmaji. And Brahmaji came and thought, who's he? Is he Krishna? Is he really? Because there was a celebration, Aghasura has been killed, and the tempo of celebration has already reached Satya Loka, the Brahma's planet. So Brahma was anyway wondering, and Lila Sakti immediately captured Brahmaji, and Brahmaji went after Krishna. And Brahmaji wanted to show his own potency unto Krishna. Like for example, if I am a physics teacher, I am teaching 12th graders, I can show my potency and can captivate the 12th grader, because 12th graders are buddhus. Okay? They are first class buddhus because they don't know anything physics. All that they want is that how they can score some marks by understanding some alphabet of physics. So I can always captivate by my so-called scholarship the 12th graders. But suppose while I am teaching in my class and 12th graders are fully captivated, and suddenly a great physicist comes there and sits, what will happen? The moment I would know that he is a great physicist, I'll be in my pants. Okay? So exactly the same thing. Brahma's potency, captivating potency, is that of a glowworm. Whereas Krishna's captivating potency is like that of a sun. And this is the mistake that Brahmaji did. He tried to apply his mystic potency. He wanted to extend his mystic potency over Krishna. And that would ultimately will become the cause of his fall down. So, now what is happening here? Brahmaji stole the calves as well as cowherd boys. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, actually, they were not stolen because they are within the internal potency of Krishna. So Leela Shakti is hiding them and providing Brahma the cowherd boys of Maya Shakti. And Brahmaji is taking them because Brahma cannot put Krishna's friends under illusion. It's not possible. If Brahma were to put Krishna's, because these devotees of Krishna are very highly elevated, so they cannot be put under the captivating potency of Brahmaji because they are not subjected to Maya. Hence, they cannot. So, this is the argument Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving. And then, anyway, so Brahmaji takes them and puts them in some mystic sleep. Okay? And goes away to his planet. So Krishna realized Brahma is trying to apply his own mystic potency upon Krishna. And Krishna laughed to himself. Wow, Brahma, you want to play with me? Let's have a fun. Why not? Why not? So Krishna manifested himself to as many calves and cowherd boys were there. This is Krishna's inconceivable potency. So Krishna didn't become calf or cowherd boys. That means he didn't do separated expansion. Krishna could have done that, isn't it? He could have done that. No. Because Leela Shakti has sensed the desire of all the elderly gopis. They wanted to breastfeed Krishna. And this is the best opportunity for Krishna to satisfy the desire of the elderly gopis. Similarly, cows, they wanted to breastfeed Krishna. And this is the time Krishna can expand himself to calves and fulfill all of that desire. So, in pure devotional plane, Leela Shakti senses, just like in plane of ignorance, Maya Shakti senses all of our, modes and accordingly arranges different situation. Similarly, in the transcendental plane, the Yogamaya or internal potency arranges everyone's desire. Again, what is this desire? This desire is not desire like my desire or your desire. No. These desires are being awakened from the plane of pure love That means everyone has a rasa with Krishna. And that rasa has the self-indulging desire, or you can say self-indulging state of being nourished. Rasa has to be nourished, right? So, any rasa, there are two party. Of course, one party is Krishna, the other party is the devotee, right? So, whether it's Vatsalya rasa or Sringara rasa, so there are always two parties. So, this rasa, it is self-indulging in nature. It wants to be nourished. So, that is the innate nature of every state of rasa. And hence, that desire that you see in the elderly gopis and cows, these are out of intense love for Krishna. So this desire is not the desire that we see in material parlance, because this desire has a cause, that desire has no cause. Okay? So it is a causeless. The plane of pure love, there is desire, but the desire is causeless, means self-indulging nature. Krishna said, Brahma, bye-bye, let us see. And Krishna went, returned to Braj with as many calves and as many cowherd boys there were there. That day Balaram was not there because that was the Balaram Jayanti. This particular Leela happened on the day of Balaram Jayanti. And because this happened on Balaram Jayanti, and Balaram is not present, so Krishna took that advantage, expanded himself and went. And nobody knows, even Balaram doesn't know. But something interesting happening. Every day, the cows and the elderly gopis and gopas, they loved Krishna more than their own children. But this 1 year, during the period Brahma stole the calves and cowherd boys, they loved their children as much they loved Krishna. So there was a status change now, because these boys and these calves are Krishna himself. Something also interesting happened. There are many cows, they became newly pregnant and gave birth. So normally the cows should love their newly born babies more than the older calf. But older calf is Krishna. So they loved their older calf more than the new baby. Okay. And this is all across the board, right? So there are mothers who have given birth to newborn babies, and they are loving their elder son more than their newborn babies. So these changes are happening. And one day Balaram noticed, and that they all have gone for grazing, and in the top of Govardhan, the cowherd men are doing some agricultural activity, and nearby the cows are grazing, and these cows are with their newborn babies. Now Krishna came with Krishna and Balram came with their entourage, and when cows saw their older calves, they jumped from the top of the Govardhan hill. And that made the elderly cowherd men furious because they were afraid cows may get injured. So they also rushed after these cows, but as soon as they came to the valley, their anger has increased, but they saw their own children. By seeing their own children, they forgot all their anger. They became very peaceful. And Balram noticed. And now he took shelter of his all cognitive potency. And then he realized, this is all Krishna. Then he went and asked Krishna, what has happened? And Krishna narrated the whole incident. Then, one day, Brahma came back. Because this is just 1 year, one moment of Brahma has become 1 year. So after 1 year, again Balram Jayanti has come. So Balram has not come on that day again for the grazing. Now Krishna and Brahma, they are face to face. I don't know what would have happened if Balram would have been there. But anyway, by Krishna's arrangement, on both days, Brahma was face to face with Krishna. Balram was not there. And Brahma came, saw Krishna is doing the same thing that he was doing before, and he saw that he has put all the calves and cowherd boys in Yoga Nidra. And then he realized his mistake. And then, to show special mercy on Brahma, Krishna manifested each of these calves and cowherd boys as Vishnu, as Vasudeva, 400 form. And Brahma saw in the center is Krishna, and there are millions Vasudevas surrounding Krishna. Brahma offered his prayer, cried profusely, and then he returned the calves, and cowherd boys. And then as Brahma is returning, he saw that Krishna is searching for calves and cowherd boys and repented for his offense to Krishna. So this is the total story, total incident. Of course, many details I have not gone through, which I will go through now. Some of the important aspects philosophically that are intriguing. But this particular pastime establishes that Balaram was bewildered. For 1 year, Balaram came every day with Krishna, but he could not recognize who is Krishna. So first, let us break that intriguing pastime. The mystical nature of that pastime. So I will read that. because Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, then I'll come back to Brahma. And dear devotees, please hear with attention. Because of an increase of affection, the cows had constant attachment even to those calves that were grown up and had stopped sucking milk from their mothers. When Baladev saw this attachment, he was unable to understand the reason for it. Thus he began to consider as follows. So normally, you won't find such a thing, right? Mother caring for the older children more than the small kids. You won't see that. For that matter, the cows caring for the older calf who are not even drinking milk than the newborn babies. So these are all anomalies, and Balram caught hold of it. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, because of an increase of prema, the cows had great attachment even to those calves that were grown up and had stopped sucking milk from their mothers. Seeing this inexplicable situation, Baladev began to think from the day after the bewilderment of Brahma, all the cows had ignored their newborn calves at the time of milking and feed their calves, which had stopped taking milk from their orders. Why did Balram realize this now, after seeing it for so many days? Why didn't the other cowherd men even notice this? It was because they were all covered by Yogamaya from the day of Brahma Bimohan Leela. So that is Brahma Bimohan Leela. Yogamaya, the internal illusory potency of Krishna, covered covered Balaram, elderly Gopas, elderly Gopis, cows, everyone. Okay. Therefore, even though they saw the strange behavior of the cows, Baladev, the Gopis and Gopas did not think to investigate it. Okay. So they didn't suspect. Baladev is the elder brother of the cause of the universe, his dear friend. So Krishna should not have deceived him. Though Krishna should have revealed everything to Baladev before this, he did not, because he did not want Balaram to suffer any separation from Sridama and his other friends for the period of a year. Krishna himself did not suffer from any separation because he was close to them in an expanded form that serves for their calves. Balaram didn't appear in any expanded form during this pastime. Then after a year passed, when Lord desired, Yogamaya gradually withdrew her cover from Balaram. It was done gradually so that Baladev could take the viewpoint of devotee, also to immerse him in the ocean of Lord's power. Let me tell you, when I was reading this, I was meditating on this point, that Krishna every day going with calves and cowherd boys who are also Krishna. This must be utterly boring, isn't it? Utterly boring. But here, in fact, I was meditating. What is Krishna every day is doing the same thing. It's fine when he's returning from Vrindavan forest to home, then fine, because then he has to interact with the elderly Gopas, elderly Gopis and others and so forth, a lot of fun, and his girlfriends also. So there is a lot of fun there. But what about the forest? That must be intensely, it's very boring, right, for Krishna. So that is what. But here you see the answer is given. Brilliant answer. Brilliant answer is, although this is happening in one plane, simultaneously Krishna is searching for his friends as well as calves. Okay? So he's doing that. So that is, he's separated from them. Still he's not separated. It is just like, when I read Bhagavad Gita, if I feel the presence of Prabhupada, so I don't miss Prabhupada, because Prabhupada is with me because I'm hearing him, right? Or when I'm singing, ki jane ki bole tomar dhamete hoinu saranagata. If I'm singing this and I don't feel the presence of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that means I'm not singing. Or for that matter, when I'm singing, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, I don't feel the presence of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that means I'm not singing. This is the spiritual mystical potency. And neophytes cannot understand this mystical potency. It is very difficult for them to understand this. It requires certain amount of spiritual maturity to understand this wonderful point. Okay. So Krishna is searching for them, hence he is not missing. And Balaram would have missed all this 1 year. And that is why Krishna didn't reveal what has happened. Okay. So Balaram thought to himself, what is this wonderful phenomenon? The affection of all the inhabitants of Braj, including me, toward these boys and calves, is increasing as never before, just like our affection for Lord Krishna, the super soul of all living entities. So Balaram is questioning that I am naturally more attracted to these cowherd boys and calves as much as I am attracted to Krishna. So he saw first what? He noticed that the cows are loving the older calves more than the newborn babies. Now when he started meditating on it, he realized, he is loving these cows and these calves and these cowherd boys as much as he loves Krishna. That never had happened. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, as soon as Balaram started introspecting on that observation, the internal potency Yogamaya removed first layer of covering. Then he would remove second layer of covering. Then he would remove the third layer of covering. And I have told you many times, just like Mahamaya has covered us, and this covering has infinite layers. Many times we think, what's happening? I think that, my illusion is gone and still I am still illusion. Because so many layers of covering I have accepted because of my misuse of freedom. So now you see, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, as Yogamaya relaxed the first part of her influence, Balaram thought about wonders he was seeing. It astonishes me how the mothers have the same love for their sons as they previously had for Krishna. It was also amazing how Balaram himself was experiencing the same love he feels for Krishna upon seeing those boys. Now, he would further ask the question, who is this mystic power? Or where has she come from? Is she a demigod or a demoness? She must be the illusory energy of my master, Lord Krishna, for who else can bewilder me? I am Balaram, I am Swayam Prakasa, I am non-different from Krishna. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing, as Yogamaya removed the second part of her influence, Balaram thought for a moment about this and invoked his power of omniscience to understand the cause of his surprise. Balaram considered, it is definitely a display of mystic power or Maya. But what kind of Maya and who caused it? Is it the Daivi Maya of the demigods like Brahma, appearing as boys and calves to test their ability to attract us to them? Are these boys not really Sridham and others? Is it Nari Maya created by some sages who are testing their knowledge by assuming the form of boys and calves? Is it some Rakshasi Maya employed by demons like Kamsa, who failed to kill us by their strength, have resorted to some trick to kill us by disguising themselves as the boys and calves? As the third portion of Yogamaya dissolved, Balaram again considered the mystical change must have been caused by the Yogamaya potency of my master Krishna. Though other potencies cannot bewilder me, even I cannot check the power of Krishna's Yogamaya, which is filled with pure knowledge. On the other hand, the Mahamaya of my expansion, Mahavishnu, who creates the Mahatattva, easily bewilders Brahma and all others. So Balaram was covered by Krishna's Yogamaya potency. Thinking in this way, Lord Balaram was able to say with the eye of transcendental knowledge that all these calves and Krishna's friends were expansion of the form of Sri Krishna. Balaram. So this is what is Balaram. He invoked his all-cognizant potency. Thinking thus, Balaram tried to understand it by the eye of transcendental knowledge. By Krishna's will, the fourth person of Yogamaya departed, and Balaram was able to see that all the boys and calves were expansion of Krishna's transcendental form. Can you imagine? Balaram was covered by 4 layers of transcendental illusory energy. And this established Krishna alone is Swayam Bhagavan. Lord Baladev said, "O Supreme Controller, these boys are not great demigods, as I previously thought. Nor are these calves great sages like Narada. Now I can see that you alone are manifesting yourself in all varieties of difference. Although one, you are existing in the different forms of the calves and boys. Please briefly explain this to me." Having thus been requested by Lord Baladev, Krishna explained the whole situation and Baladev understood it. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, Balaram continued his thoughts. Now, why did Krishna become the calves and boys? Where has he hidden the real boys and calves? Because even after prolonged meditation, one cannot perceive this matter. It should be understood that the cause is not Mahamaya, but rather Yogamaya, Krishna's transcendental spiritual power. Krishna's Yogamaya has such great power that even his personal expansions such as Narayana, though omniscient and omnipresent, do not have any inherent understanding of this power. Mahavishnu stilling the sons of Dwaraka Brahmana is a proof given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 89. Thus Balaram could understand all of this only after looking at Krishna. With this intent, the verse is spoken. Balaram saw it. Balaram said, "It is not possible that demigods, sages or demons became the boys. Actually, I see that all these boys and calves are you. Although one, please tell me why you are existing in the different forms of the calves and boys. Upon inquiring from Krishna, Balaram understood everything about Brahma Vimohan Leela. So, dear devotees, this is such wonderful pastimes of Krishna. Right? What time it is now? 9:20. So, I have 10 minutes to cover the initial portion, Brahma's bewilderment. That everybody must be thinking how Brahma got bewildered. So, we saw Balaram got bewildered, right? By 4 layers of Yogamaya potency of Krishna. Now we will see Brahma. So, we will go back in the beginning. Krishna is Yagyambhuk. This is the text 11. That is, he eats only offering of yajna. But to exhibit his childhood pastime, he now sat with his flute tucked between his waist and his tight cloth on his right side, and with his horn bugle and cow driving stick on his left, holding in his hand a very nice preparation of yogurt and rice, with pieces of suitable fruit between his fingers. He sat like the whole of a lotus flower, looking forward toward all his friends, personally joking with them, creating jubilant laughter among them as he ate. At that time, the denizens of heaven were watching, struck with wonder at how Krishna, who eats only in yajna, was now eating with his friends in the forest. Okay? So Krishna only eats Yagyambhuk, only the clarified water that is offered. That's what Krishna eats. But here, Krishna is eating just like a human being. And that is bewildering for the denizens of heaven. Because even demigods, they don't come and eat from your plate, right? But here, Krishna is eating. Every day we are offering, We are offering every day Lakshmi Nrsimhadev, Giriraj Krishna, and Sri Radha Ramanju. Varieties of foodstuff that normally we eat. Those foodstuff we cook for the Lord and we offer, and they eat. So that is something very bewildering for these denizens of heaven. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, this verse describes the outstanding qualities of Krishna's eating with his friends. Krishna sat with his flute tucked between his waist and his tight cloth on his right side, his horn and cow driving stick on his left. In his left hand, Krishna held a big lump of yogurt rice. In between his fingers, Krishna held small pieces of lemon and amla pickle to mix with the rice. Or the words can mean that Krishna held a lump of rice in his left hand and they took small amount with his right hand in order to eat. The cowherd boys sat in a circle facing Krishna and chattered as they ate. Krishna addressed a bustling bumblebee. "Oh bee, why are you flying near my face? Go to Madhumangala, who is just before you, and get a drink. Suck the chubby chick of Madhumangala." Madhumangala replied, "Hey Sakha, do you want the bee to bite me? Hey bee, are you not afraid of killing a Brahmana?" Another boy explained, "Look at that band of wild monkeys. Though they are hungry and watching us, the boys are eating peacefully. Hey monkeys, approach stealthily so they don't see you and then steal their food." So some boys are even imploring the monkeys, "Come, steal his lunchbox." Right? Krishna's Sarva Sankalpa Sakti and Lila Sakti then fulfilled his wish. "Oh Lord, if you want some obstacle during this lunch for some amusement, then we will go and bring Brahma." The celestial residents watched in astonishment at how Krishna, who eats only oblation of ghee purified by mantra and offered in sacrifice, was now playing like an ordinary child. Krishna was scolding or praising his friends, giving or taking half-eaten food with them in the forest. So this is all intriguing because nobody can understand these pastimes, because absolute truth naturally has this opulence, and this is not the human expansion of Krishna or human expansion of his friends. Krishna and his friends having picnic together is an eternal pastime in the eternal world, eternally. This is the natural embodiment of truth. They are the very basis of truth. So, trying to find a cause, we will fail ourselves. O Maharaj Parikshit, while the cowherd boys, who knew nothing within the core of their heart but Krishna, were thus engaged in eating their lunch in the forest, the cows went far away, deep into the forest, being allured by green grass. When Krishna saw that his friends, the cowherd boys, were frightened, he, the fierce controller, even of fear itself, said, just to mitigate their fear, "My dear friends, do not stop eating. I shall bring your calves back to the spot by personally going after them myself." This is Krishna in his absolute, beautiful, aesthetic form. He is more compassionate, more giving to his devotees. So he is ready to sacrifice his enjoyment, and he wants to please his friends. When Krishna saw that cowherd boys were frightened over losing sight of their calves, he who gives fear to fear personified spoke affectionately, "O friend, do not stop eating. I shall go and personally bring your calves back to the spot." "Let me go and search for the calves," Krishna said. "Don't disturb your enjoyment." Then, carrying his yogurt and rice in his hand, the Supreme Personality Godhead Krishna immediately went out to search for the calves of his friends. To please his friends, he began searching in all the mountain caves, bushes, and narrow passages. So you can see, this is called sprawling beauty of Vrindavan. You understand what is sprawling? You don't know what is sprawling campus? Phaila hua means it can expand. It can expand. If there are a lot of space in this room, you can spread your leg and you can sit like anywhere, right? You will not be cramped. A little space is there, you will be cramped. Okay, sprawling means ever expanding. Ever expanding. Okay, so this is the beautiful Vrindavan, and Krishna is holding in one hand yogurt rice, other hand pickle, and he is eating from the left hand he is eating the yogurt rice, and from the right hand he is eating little pickle. Okay, and most of them are also falling from his hand, right? And that was really bewildering, right? Krishna, who has already killed Aghasura. So this is not artificial, my dear friend. This is the natural aesthetic beauty of Krishna. It is eternal. This Krishna is always there, who plays with his cowherd boys and always have a lunch with his friends in the bank of Yamuna. This is the part of that absolute truth. This is non-different from absolute truth. O Maharaj Parikshit, Brahma, who resides in the higher planetary system in the sky, had observed the activities of the most powerful Krishna in killing and delivering Aghasura, and he was astonished. Now that same Brahma wanted to show some of his own power and see the power of Krishna, was engaged in his childhood pastime, playing as if with ordinary cowherd boys. Therefore, in Krishna's absence, Brahma took all the boys and calves to another place. Thus he became entangled, for in the very near future, he would see how powerful Krishna was. Okay? So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, Brahma is addressed as Ambho Janmajani, one who is born from the lotus. This indicated that Brahma, though a living being, has a material birth. The hint is here given that Brahma was so deluded by the material energy that he wanted to test Krishna, who is the very source of this material energy. One should not claim that Brahma's power of illusion could actually exert influence over omniscient Krishna and his dear cowherd boys, because a later verse, but sampulinam aninya, Krishna's, as before Krishna took the calves to the river bank. So Krishna's Leela Shakti allowed Putana to bewilder Yashoda and Krishna in order to produce Vismaya Rasa in the Lord's transcendental pastime. Putana could have never caused such bewilderment on her own. Brahma's power of illusion put the boys to sleep, but this was allowed only for the purpose of Krishna's pastime. In actuality, the cowherd boys were put to sleep by Krishna's Yogamaya potency. This can be understood from the later statement, Krishna Maya Hatatmanam. The cowherd boys were bewildered by Krishna Maya, not by Brahma Maya. Brahma wanted to do it, but he didn't do it. He was made to feel as if he put these cowherd boys and calves into Yoganidra. But it is actually Leela Shakti or Yogamaya of Krishna. They put these cowherd boys and the calves into Yoganidra. One should not claim that after being bewildered by Krishna, the boys were taken somewhere else by Brahma, because Brahma later said, these boys are not sleeping by my Maya. Where did they come from? Sukadev says that Brahma could not understand which boys were produced by Krishna, which were created by external energy. Sukadev would not describe the real cowherd boys as being created by the external energy. It is proper to say that Brahma had stolen some other forms of boys created by external energy. After seeing the killing of Aghasura, Brahma wanted to see more of Krishna's power, therefore came to this spot. Brahma removed the cowherd boys and calves from the bank of the Yamuna, hid them elsewhere, and then disappeared. The boys and calves that Brahma stole were created by Maya. Since that Maya arises from the Lord's Maya, one could say that everything was under the Lord's Maya. Bewildered by Lord's energy, Brahma stole the calves and boys created by Maya in order to see Krishna's powers. Brahma was thinking, when I steal the boys and calves, will Krishna show some power, another wonderful pastime? Will he search and find the cows himself, or come to me and pray to get them back? Or will he not be able to understand anything? Such thoughts were possible only because Brahma was bewildered by the Lord's energy. Thus, when Brahma desired to steal the boys and calves, Yogamaya hid the real boys and calves, and Mahamaya instantly produced exact replicas for Brahma to steal. Just like Ravana didn't steal Mother Sita. What did he steal? Ravana stole Maya Sita. Exactly similar way, Brahma stole Maya cowherd boys and Maya calves. Real boys and real cowherd calves were actually hidden by the internal potency of Krishna. Didn't you like the description of Brahma, Bimohan Leela? Of course, many other points I have missed, but the 2 points I wanted to specifically say was the bewilderment of Lord Balaram by the internal potency of Krishna and bewilderment of Brahma by the mixture or arrangement of Leela Shakti, but by Maya Shakti of Krishna. Any question? Santosh, how Maya made gopas and cows were merged into original ones later? When did that happen? If Maya can make something manifest, Maya also can make them unmanifest. There is no need to merge. It is not Maya Sita merged into real Sita, no. When real Sita entered into Agni, when Sita entered into Agni, Maya Sita vanished and real Sita manifested. So there is no merging here. No merging. Somebody is simply saying Hare Krishna, sir. What are 4 coverings of internal potency? Arey Baba, those are explained through that pastime, where first Balaram noticed first covering. So he noticed. What he noticed? That the cows are loving their elderly calves more than their newborn babies. And then the covering was over, and then Balaram realized he is also getting attracted to these boys and calves as much as he is attracted to Krishna. That never had happened. So this is called first layer of removal of the first layer of illusory covering. Of course, transcendental illusory covering. So like that, there are 4 layers. Are you clear now? Okay. So, Abhishek Panchal, is the internal potency Yogamaya and Leela Shakti ontologically same? Yes, Leela Shakti is part of Yogamaya, correct. Today we see even Lord Balaram can get bewildered, but it is still said that it is offensive to consider Lord and his direct expansion difference. Can you please explain this more, sir? Okay. So, Balaram and Krishna are non-different, right? And Nrsimhadev is expansion of Balaram. Lakshmi Nrsimhadev. Then we have Sitaram, Lakshmi Narayan. All are expansion of Balaram. So his question is that this is offensive for us to see Balaram different from Krishna. Yes. Not only if you see Balaram different from Krishna is an offense. If you see Lakshmi Nrsimhadev is different from Krishna is an offense. Why? Because transcendentally they are same. But this Leela is saying transcendental absolute also has variegatedness. Advaita itself is variegated. It is not only Advaita and Dvaita, they are variegated. That is, there is a distinction between jivas but this is a transcendental variegatedness. Why we make an offense there? Because when we impose our mundane ideas unto Krishna and Balaram, and we compare Krishna, Balaram, superior and inferior, the way we consider superior and inferior in the mundane realm. It will not be an offense if you have transcended the three modes of material nature. You are no more afflicted by superiority and inferiority that are present within the plane of ignorance. That is why we make an offense. So for us, all of them are same. Is that clear? Okay. Priya Gopi. Is it true that Madhava Sampradaya devotees do not accept this chapter of Brahma Bhiman Lila? Radhakant Das. I am not a scholar whether Madhvacharya and others they accept this or not, but we accept. Okay. If other Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya would always accept Krishna to be a manifestation of Vishnu, they will never accept Krishna is original Vishnu. So these variegatedness are there already. We should not be worried about it. Devendra, when cowherd boys were hidden by internal potency of Krishna, were they aware of their position? Were they still aware of Krishna as their friend? You saw that when Aghasura was killed, the cowherd boys, they became unconscious. And when Krishna glanced upon them, they came back to their senses and they realized nothing has happened. They never experienced that they were inside the Aghasura's body or belly and they became unconscious. Because these Leelas are happening by the Leela Sakti of Krishna. These devotees of Krishna are always under the protection of Leela Sakti. Similarly, the cowherd boys and cowherd friends, calves, they are under the protection of Leela Sakti of Krishna. So, their Krishna consciousness is always intact. So, when Brahma was corrected and then Krishna was searching and then internal potency of Krishna returned the cowherd boys and cowherd friends and they didn't feel that 1 year has passed. Okay. So for them, time has not passed at all. Okay. So this is inconceivable. It is good that we should introspect on this. To introspect on the inconceivability nature of Krishna is a meditation. We must do such meditation because by meditating like that, we will attain the nature of transcendence. Because anything related to Krishna is transcendental, pure, supremely pure. And hence we will acquire. So, simply meditating, what happened? How is it that, of course for cowherd boys and calves, time didn't pass. They were under the internal potency of Krishna, time didn't pass. So internal potency of Krishna can allow the time to pass and can keep the time not to pass. So that is within the purview of the internal potency of Krishna, Lila Sakti of Krishna. Santos, it is so wonderful to see how Lord's energies work. Does they act independently during pastime? How does they take decision to do some pastime in a very interesting way? All Shaktis of Krishna, they are there to maximize the pleasure of Krishna. They are searching the opportunity how to please Krishna again and again. Just like Krishna was embarrassed, right? That mother has caught him. Dirt is there in his mouth. Yes, dirt is there in his mouth. If she would open the mouth, she would see there is dirt. And in that case, you saw the one specific Shakti of Krishna naturally manifested the opulence of Krishna. So, in that case, the Lila Shakti or internal potency of Krishna served Krishna by saving him from the embarrassment that he will be caught as a liar. Okay. Until now, Mother Yashoda has not caught Krishna as a liar. And mother catching the son as a liar is not a good thing for Krishna to go through. And Lila Shakti served Krishna that way. And there are sometimes, if there is no challenge in Krishna's Leela, Krishna would not enjoy, right? So a demon comes, so there is some challenge. There is some fun. It adds to the fun because they will be killed by Krishna. The cowherd boys will enjoy. So if there is nothing is happening, if not, like for example, 4 months, I'm sitting here. I feel like bored because I would like go out, on the street chanting Hare Krishna. Can't do it. It's very boring, extremely boring, just to sit. Of course, we are doing many good things together. Mayank Madhusudan had done very wonderful, learn Gita, live Gita, question answers. So I have to sit with him and take some lessons how to do it properly. So some things we did nicely. But, sitting, if spiritual life has no risk, no challenge, my dear friend, it will become very boring. You lose Krishna consciousness. Similarly, for Krishna, some catalyst must be provided, and these Lila Shaktis are continuously doing it. And sometime they fulfill Krishna's desire as well. So in so many ways they serve Krishna, right? Krishna as a person, he has variegated characteristics. His feeling, his desire, his overall, enjoyment, all those things, the challenges, and the Shaktis, they are there. So you are asking, who is deciding? No, these Shaktis are not different from Krishna. So they exactly know what Krishna wants, exactly at what time. Okay? And yeah, this is, you asked a very good question. Can you write down this question? Okay, maybe sometime here while I'll sit, I will start giving answer to that question, and maybe sometime I'll read it. But that's a nice question. Very nice question. We need more churning of the nectar. Okay? Okay, dear devotees, thank you very much for giving your association. Janmashtami, and many of you are very busy in performing Krishnanusilanam, and I pray all of your effort in Krishnanusilanam should bear pure devotional feeling for Krishna, should bring lot of prema or spontaneous attraction within your heart. You become freed from all kind of anarthas and make more and more progress in spiritual life. And that is why we do all these services to Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.